English Leap Podcast.
Learn easy English with Speak English Like a Pro. Hey, English learners. Welcome back to the English Leap Podcast, your cozy place to learn easy English through real-life conversations and real feelings at the same time.
Yeah, welcome back, everyone. We are really happy you are here today. And I want to start with a question that I think is going to make some of you very uncomfortable.
Already, 30 seconds in.
Yes, right from the start. Here's the question. What did you do in the first 30 minutes after you woke up this morning?
Just sit with that for a second. The very first 30 minutes of your day. What did you actually do?
Did you reach for your phone before you even sat up?
Did you scroll through messages and news and other people's lives before you even said good morning to yourself?
Did you rush? Did you feel behind before the day even started?
Or did you do something that felt intentional, something that set a good tone for everything that came after?
Because here's what we have learned and what we want to talk about today. Your daily routine is not just a schedule. It's not just a list of things you do in a certain order.
Your daily routine is actually the architecture of your life.
The architecture. I love that word for it.
Because architecture is structure, and structure determines what can be built inside it. A poorly designed building makes the people inside it uncomfortable, inefficient, stressed.
A well-designed building makes everything inside it flow. It makes people more productive, more creative, more at ease.
And your daily routine does exactly the same thing to your life. A poorly designed routine makes you feel like you are always behind, always rushed, always surviving rather than living.
A well-designed routine makes you feel grounded, capable, like the day is something you are steering rather than something that is carrying you away.
And today, we want to talk about exactly that. Not in a rigid, wake up at 5 a.m., drink green juice, meditate for an hour kind of way.
The perfect morning routine that nobody actually sustains.
Yes, not that. We want to talk about real routines, the kind that real people with real lives, real tiredness, and real responsibilities can actually build and keep.
The kind that actually change your days, and through your days, your entire life.
And while we talk about this, you're also building your English, because everything we discussed today, the vocabulary, the phrases, the ideas, they're all things you can use when you talk about your own day in English.
Which is one of the most common conversation topics in English. How was your day? What is your morning like? What do you do after work? These questions come up constantly.
And most learners answer them with the same 3 words. I wake up, I eat, I work, I sleep.
The minimalist life story.
Yes. And today, we want to give you so much more than that. This is a B1 to B2 level episode. The language will be natural and layered, but we will explain the strong vocabulary as we go.
And near the end, we will slow everything down for our word tour. 10 powerful expressions from today that you can use to describe your own routine in rich, interesting English.
Before we dive in, one small favor. If this podcast is part of your English routine, and we hope it is, please like this episode and subscribe to the English Leap podcast. It helps more learners find us.
And in the comments today, we want to know, what is one thing in your daily routine that you do consistently and feel proud of? Just one thing, no matter how small.
Because we believe that small, consistent things are where real life change lives, and we want to celebrate yours.
Okay, let us start with something that I think is going to reframe the whole conversation about routines.
Yes, because most people think about routines as restrictions, as discipline, as things they should be doing, but probably are not.
The guilty relationship with routines.
Yes, the routine guilt, where you know you should wake up earlier, exercise more, eat better, read more, screen less.
And the gap between what you know you should do and what you actually do becomes a source of daily shame.
And that shame is exhausting. It's like carrying a small weight around with you everywhere you go. I should be doing better. I should be more disciplined. Why can I not just be consistent?
And here's the thing we want to say clearly right at the start. That shame is not motivating you. It's actually making things worse.
Research consistently shows that shame and guilt are among the least effective motivators for lasting behavior change.
They produce short bursts of action followed by burnout and giving up.
And then more shame. and then another short burst. And you end up in this cycle of starting and stopping and starting and stopping, and never actually building anything.
So, before we talk about what a good daily routine looks like, we want to talk about the mindset that makes a good routine possible.
And the mindset shift is this: stop thinking about routines as obligations and start thinking about them as investments.
An obligation is something you owe, something external demanding your compliance. It feels heavy and joyless.
An investment is something you choose, something you put in now because you understand the return it will give you later.
And when you shift from I have to exercise to I'm investing 30 minutes in my energy for the rest of the day, something changes.
The action is the same, but the relationship to the action is completely different.
And that relationship is what determines whether you actually do it day after day, week after week.
So, what does it actually mean to invest in your routine?
It means choosing the things in your day that give you back more than they cost.
Everything in your routine either deposits energy, clarity, and well being into your life or withdraws it.
Some things withdraw immediately and give back later. Exercise is hard in the moment but gives back energy for the rest of the day.
Some things feel like deposits in the moment, but are actually withdrawals. Scrolling your phone for an hour feels relaxing, but often leaves you more drained than before.
And the well-designed routine is one where the deposits consistently outweigh the withdrawals.
The energy budget. Yes, exactly. Your daily routine is your energy budget, and most people are running an energy deficit without realizing why they feel so tired all the time.
Okay, so let's get practical. Let's talk about the actual parts of the day and what the research and what real experience tells us makes the biggest difference.
Let's start with the morning, because the morning is where most routines either succeed or collapse.
And I want to say something honest about mornings before we go further.
Please.
Not everyone is a morning person, and that's genuinely okay.
Thank you for saying that.
Because there's this culture around morning routines that implies if you're not up at 5:30 doing yoga and journaling and making elaborate breakfasts, you're failing at life.
The 5 a.m. club guilt.
Yes, and the reality is that people have different chronotypes. A chronotype is your body's natural preference for when to sleep and wake. Some people are genuinely wired to be more alert and creative in the morning. Others genuinely hit their peak later in the day.
And fighting your natural chronotype is not discipline, it's just exhausting. So when we talk about morning routines, we're not talking about a specific time. We're talking about the first part of your day, whenever that is.
And what you do in that first part matters enormously, because the beginning of anything sets the tone for everything that follows.
Think about the beginning of a film. The first scene tells you what kind of film you're watching. It sets your emotional state, your expectations, your level of engagement for everything that comes after.
Your morning is the opening scene of your day.
And most people's opening scene is chaos. Phone alarm, immediate scrolling, rushing, skipping breakfast, arriving wherever they're going already stressed.
And then they wonder why the middle of the film feels so heavy.
Because the opening scene set a chaotic tone, and the rest of the day is trying to recover from it.
So, what does a good opening scene look like? And again, we're not prescribing a perfect routine. We're talking about principles.
Principle number 1. Give yourself a transition period between sleep and full engagement with the world.
Your brain needs time to move from sleep mode to waking mode. It's not a light switch, it's more like a dimmer. It needs to rise gradually.
And most people short-circuit that process by immediately flooding their brain with information. Other people's news, other people's problems, other people's opinions.
Before they've even had a chance to know how they themselves feel.
And starting the day already inside other people's realities before you even checked in with your own is one of the fastest ways to feel reactive and scattered all day.
Reactive means you're responding to things rather than choosing your direction. Your day is being shaped by external inputs rather than internal intention.
So the first principle is simple. Before you pick up your phone, before you check messages, give yourself some buffer time, even 10 minutes.
10 minutes where the day belongs only to you. You can use it for anything that feels good and grounding. Stretching, making coffee slowly, sitting by a window, writing 3 sentences about how you feel. The specific activity matters less than the quality of the time. The quality is yours. quiet, intentional, unhurried.
Unhurried. That word feels like a luxury.
It does, because we have normalized being hurried. We have made rushing a badge of importance. I am so busy has become something people say almost with pride.
When actually, chronic hurry is one of the biggest drains on human well-being and performance.
Research on high performers consistently shows that the most productive people are not the most hurried. They're actually the most deliberately paced.
They do fewer things, but they do them more completely, with more focus and more presence.
And that deliberate pace starts in the morning.
So, principle number 1. Protect the beginning of your day from the noise of the world, even for 10 minutes.
Principle number 2, move your body. And before anyone panics, we are not talking about an intense gym session before sunrise.
We are really not.
We mean any movement. 10 minutes of stretching, a short walk around the block, dancing in your kitchen while you make breakfast.
Movement in the morning does something very specific to your brain chemistry. It raises dopamine levels. It increases blood flow to the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of your brain responsible for focus, decision-making, and emotional regulation.
In simple terms, movement makes your brain work better and feel better for hours afterward.
And it costs 10 minutes.
10 minutes of any kind of movement, and you get a measurable improvement in your mood, your focus, and your ability to handle stress for the rest of the morning.
That is an extraordinary return on investment.
It really is. And yet most people skip it because they say they do not have time, but they have 30 minutes for scrolling.
The time is there, it's just being spent somewhere else.
Which brings us to something important. A good daily routine is not about finding more time. It's about reallocating the time you already have.
You're not adding to your day, you're redesigning it, moving things around so the investments come before the withdrawals.
Okay, let's move to the middle of the day, because I think this is where most people completely lose their routine.
Yes, the morning gets all the attention in conversations about routines, but the middle of the day, roughly from mid-morning to early afternoon, is where your energy and focus start to shift significantly.
And if you don't have any structure for that shift, you can end up in that foggy, scattered, I've been staring at this screen for 3 hours and I can't remember what I did feeling.
The productivity fog.
The productivity fog, where you're technically working, but nothing is really happening.
And the main principle for the middle of the day is what researchers call task batching combined with intentional breaks.
Task batching means grouping similar types of tasks together rather than switching constantly between different kinds of work.
Because every time you switch from one type of task to a completely different type, your brain needs time to recalibrate. It's called switching cost.
Switching cost is the mental energy and time you lose in transitions between different types of tasks. It's surprisingly large.
Studies suggest that it can take up to 20 minutes to fully regain deep focus after an interruption or a task switch.
20 minutes. So if you're checking your messages every 15 minutes, you're never actually getting into deep focus at all.
You're spending your entire day in the shallow end of your own attention.
And shallow work can feel busy without producing much of real value.
So batching your tasks, answering all messages in one dedicated window, doing all creative work in another block, handling administrative things in a third, allows your brain to stay in one mode for longer.
And in that extended single mode, your brain can go deeper. You produce better work in less time. And then the intentional breaks, because working for 4 hours straight is not impressive. It's actually counterproductive.
Your brain is not designed for uninterrupted, sustained focus for hours. Its natural rhythm is to go deep for roughly 90 minutes and then need a recovery period.
This is called the ultradian rhythm. Ultra meaning beyond and dadian from the Latin for day. Rhythms that are shorter than a full day but longer than an hour.
Your body and brain move through these 90-minute cycles naturally, and at the end of each cycle is a natural dip in alertness and focus.
Most people experience this as that heavy afternoon feeling, the post-lunch slump, the I can't concentrate anymore and I don't know why moment.
And most people respond to that dip by pushing through, drinking more coffee, forcing focus, feeling frustrated.
When actually the most effective response is to take a short break, 15 to 20 minutes of genuine rest, not scrolling, not answering messages, Actual rest.
A walk, closing your eyes, stepping outside, something that genuinely lets your brain recover.
And after that recovery period, focus comes back, often sharper than before the dip.
Because you worked with your brain's natural rhythm instead of against it.
And this is something I started doing about a year ago, and it changed my afternoons completely.
Tell us, what did you change?
I used to power through the afternoon dip every single day. More coffee, more screen, more forcing. And by 4 o'clock, I felt completely depleted, irritable, unfocused.
And the work you produced in those forced hours?
Mediocre at best. I would spend 2 hours on something and then look at it the next morning and rewrite most of it anyway.
So you were spending the time twice.
Exactly. Now I take a 20-minute break when I feel the dip. I go for a short walk, no phone. I come back and I'm genuinely more focused, and the work I produce in the next 90 minutes is actually good.
You're working less time but producing better results.
Less time, better results. And I finish the day with energy remaining, instead of arriving at dinner feeling like a crumpled piece of paper.
A crumpled piece of paper. I know that feeling so well.
Most people in modern work life know that feeling, and it's not inevitable. It's largely a result of working against your own biology.
Okay, let's talk about the evening, because I think the evening routine is the most underestimated part of a good daily structure.
Yes, everyone talks about morning routines, but your evening routine is actually what makes your morning routine possible.
Because how your day ends determines how your night goes, and how your night goes determines how your morning begins.
It's a cycle, and if you want to change the beginning, you often have to start by changing the end.
And most people's evenings look like this: work until late, eat in front of a screen, scroll through social media until they feel tired, go to bed with their phone, lie in bed looking at their phone for another hour, eventually fall into a shallow, restless sleep.
And wake up tired and reach for coffee and wonder why they always feel exhausted.
And the evening is where the whole cycle gets reset, or where it perpetuates itself.
Perpetuate means to cause something to continue indefinitely. The exhaustion perpetuates itself through poor evening habits.
The main principle for evenings is what we call decompression. Your nervous system needs a gradual transition from the activated state of a working day to the calm state required for genuine rest.
Think of it like a plane landing. A plane doesn't go from full altitude to the ground in 1 second. It gradually descends. It reduces speed. It adjusts.
Your nervous system needs the same thing, a gradual descent from the stimulation of the day to the quiet needed for deep sleep.
And most people do the opposite. They stay fully stimulated, bright screens, fast content, stress-inducing news, until the moment they close their eyes and expect sleep to arrive immediately.
And then they lie there wondering why they can't switch off.
The brain that was running at full speed 1 minute ago doesn't stop because you closed your eyes.
It needs a runway, a period of decreasing stimulation.
So what does a decompression routine look like practically?
It looks different for different people, but the principles are consistent. Lower the light in your environment, step away from screens at least 30 minutes before bed, do something with low cognitive demand.
Low cognitive demand means it doesn't require much thinking. Reading a novel, gentle stretching, listening to calm music, a short conversation with someone you love.
Something that lets your brain shift gears without stopping abruptly.
And the phone. The phone that most people fall asleep holding.
The security blanket phone.
The blue light emitting, sleep destroying security blanket phone.
We love our phones, but they are genuinely not good sleep companions.
The blue light they emit signals your brain to produce less melatonin. Melatonin is the hormone that regulates sleep. Less melatonin means it takes longer to fall asleep, and the sleep you get is lighter and less restorative.
So one of the highest return investments in your evening routine is simply putting your phone in another room before you sleep.
Not because phones are evil, because your sleep is genuinely important, and your phone is genuinely interrupting it.
And good sleep is arguably the single most important foundation of a good daily routine. Everything else, the morning movement, the focused work, the energy for the things and people you love, all of it depends on the quality of your sleep.
You can't out-routine bad sleep.
You can do everything else right, and if your sleep is chronically poor, your days will always feel hard.
So protect it. Build an evening that leads you gently towards it.
Okay, there's one more piece of the daily routine conversation that I think is the most personal and the most important, and we haven't talked about it yet.
What is it?
I mean the moment in your day that doesn't belong to work or responsibilities or other people's needs. The moment that is purely for you, for your joy, your growth, your peace.
For some people, it's reading. For some, it's a walk alone. For some, it's making music or drawing something, cooking something slowly without rushing.
For some people, it's exactly this, listening to a podcast in English and quietly building something in themselves.
That is a beautiful thought.
And the reason this matters so much is because a day that has no moment that belongs to you starts to feel like a day that belongs entirely to other people.
And you can sustain that for a while, weeks, maybe months, but eventually something inside you starts to feel very thin.
Because human beings are not just productivity machines. We are not just roles, worker, parent, partner, child. We are individuals with inner lives that need tending.
And the daily routine that serves you best is not just the one that makes you most productive. It is the one that makes you feel like a whole person at the end of the day.
Productive and whole, not one or the other.
So, whatever your thing is, the activity that makes you feel most like yourself, find it a place in your day.
Even 15 minutes, even 10. Something that says to your inner life, you matter. You are not forgotten in all this busyness.
You are not forgotten in all this busyness. Write that down.
Because so many people have completely edited themselves out of their own days, and they feel it even if they cannot name it.
That restlessness, that flatness, that I am fine, but something is missing feeling.
What is missing is them.
What is missing is them, yes.
So put yourself back in your day, deliberately, as a non-negotiable.
And let that be the heart of your daily routine, not the productivity hacks, not the optimization, the moment each day when you are simply, fully, joyfully yourself.
Okay, let us recap before the word tour, because I want these ideas to stay with you clearly.
The morning. Protect the beginning of your day. Give yourself a transition period before the world rushes in. Move your body, even briefly.
The middle of the day. Batch your tasks. Work with your brain's natural rhythm. Take intentional breaks that actually restore you.
The evening. Decompress gradually. Create a runway towards sleep. Protect your sleep like the foundation it is.
And throughout the whole day, find your thing, the moment that belongs entirely to you.
These are not rules, they are invitations. Try one. See how it feels. Adjust. Try another.
Because the best routine is not the most perfect one on paper, it is the one you actually keep.
The sustainable one, the one that fits your real life, your real energy, your real self.
And it does not have to be built in a day. In fact, it should not be.
One small change, consistently, is worth more than a complete life overhaul that lasts 4 days.
The 4-day overhaul. We've all tried it.
We have all absolutely tried it. Okay, let us go into our word tour. 10 expressions from today that will make your English richer and your conversations about daily life much more interesting.
Just listen or repeat after us. No pressure. Let us start.
First expression, architecture.
Architecture in this context means the underlying structure and design of something. When we say your daily routine is the architecture of your life, we mean it is the framework that everything else is built on.
For example, the architecture of her morning routine gave the whole day a stable foundation.
Or, good habits are the architecture of a productive life. They hold everything up. Repeat, architecture.
Architecture.
Slowly, architecture.
Next expression, intentional.
When something is intentional, it is done on purpose, with a clear reason and awareness, not by accident or habit. You chose it consciously.
For example, she was intentional about her mornings. Every action was chosen to set a positive tone for the day.
Or intentional breaks during work actually improve productivity more than powering through. Repeat, intentional.
Intentional.
Take your time. Intentional.
Next expression, reactive.
When you are reactive, you are responding to things as they happen, rather than choosing your direction. External events are controlling your actions, rather than your own intentions.
For example, without a morning routine, he felt reactive all day, always responding to problems instead of creating opportunities.
Or she shifted from reactive to proactive by planning her priorities each morning before checking messages. Repeat, reactive.
Reactive.
Take your time. Reactive.
Next expression, chronotype.
Your chronotype is your body's natural biological preference for when to sleep and when to be awake and alert. Some people are naturally morning types. Others are naturally night types.
For example, she stopped fighting her chronotype and started scheduling her most important work in the evening when her energy naturally peaked.
Or understanding your chronotype can help you design a daily routine that works with your biology instead of against it. Repeat, chronotype.
Chronotype.
Take your time. Chronotype.
Next expression, task batching.
Task batching means grouping similar types of work together in the same time block, rather than switching between different kinds of tasks constantly.
For example, instead of checking emails all day, she used task batching and answered all messages in 2 dedicated 30-minute windows.
Or task batching reduced his mental fatigue significantly because his brain stayed in one mode for longer. Repeat, task batching.
Task batching.
Take your time. Task batching.
Next expression, switching cost.
Switching cost is the mental energy and time lost every time you transition between different kinds of tasks. Every switch costs your brain recalibration time.
For example, constant interruptions have a high switching cost. It can take up to 20 minutes to regain deep focus after each one.
Or she minimized switching costs by turning off notifications during her most important work hours. Repeat, switching cost.
Switching cost.
Take your time. Switching cost.
Next expression, decompression.
Decompression is the process of gradually reducing pressure, stimulation, or stress. In the context of daily routines, it means the gradual transition from the active demands of the day to the calm state needed for rest.
For example, her evening decompression routine included a short walk, no screens, and 10 minutes of reading. It transformed her sleep quality.
Or, without any decompression time, his mind was still running at full speed when he tried to sleep. Repeat, decompression.
Decompression.
Take your time. Decompression.
Next expression, perpetuate.
To perpetuate something means to cause it to continue indefinitely. When a pattern perpetuates itself, it keeps going on its own because the cycle keeps feeding itself.
For example, poor sleep perpetuates poor decision-making, and poor decisions lead to more stress, which leads to more poor sleep.
Or breaking a negative pattern requires interrupting the cycle before it can perpetuate itself any further. Repeat, perpetuate.
Perpetuate.
Take your time. Perpetuate.
Next expression, restorative.
When something is restorative, it genuinely restores your energy, health, or well-being. Not just a pause from activity, but an actual replenishment of what was depleted.
For example, deep sleep is the most restorative activity available to a human being. Nothing else comes close in terms of physical and mental recovery.
Or she discovered that a 20-minute walk in nature was more restorative for her than an hour of lying on the sofa watching television. Repeat, restorative.
Restorative.
Take your time. Restorative.
And our last expression today, non-negotiable.
When something is non-negotiable, it is not open for discussion or compromise. It is fixed. It will happen regardless of other pressures or demands.
For example, her daily 30 minutes of reading was non-negotiable. No matter how busy the day became, that time was protected.
Or he decided that his morning walk was non-negotiable. It was the one thing in his day that belonged only to him. Repeat, non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable.
Take your time. Non-negotiable.
That was our word tour for today. 10 expressions that help you talk about your daily life, your energy, your habits, and your well-being in genuinely rich and interesting English.
Don't try to use all 10 tomorrow. Choose 1 or 2 that feel most useful for your life right now. Maybe intentional, maybe restorative, maybe non-negotiable.
And use it this week, in English, in a real conversation, or in your journal, or in the comments below.
Speaking of comments, we genuinely want to know,
What is one small non-negotiable you're going to add to your daily routine this week?
Just one, something small but real. Write it in the comments and make it a little more official by saying it out loud in English.
Because writing it makes it more real, and reading other people's answers might give you an idea you hadn't thought of.
So here's what we want to leave you with today. Your daily routine is one of the most powerful tools you have, not because it makes you more productive, although it does.
But because it makes you, more grounded, more present, more in charge of your own days instead of being swept along by them.
And you don't need to transform your entire life this week. You just need to add one small investment, one intentional moment that belongs to you.
A 10-minute walk, a quiet morning cup of coffee without your phone, a 15-minute reading window before bed.
One small seed planted in the architecture of your day.
And if you tend to it consistently, if you protect it even on the hard days, it will grow into something that changes how your whole life feels.
Not dramatically, not overnight, but steadily and deeply, the way real change always happens.
And your English routine is exactly the same. Every episode you listen to is one small seed.
Every word tour, every comment, every brave sentence in English.
You are building something real, day by day.
And we're here every episode to help you build it.
Yes, one non-negotiable podcast at a time.
Exactly. If today's episode gave you something useful, please like it, subscribe to the English Leap podcast, and share it with one person whose daily routine could use a little more intention and a little less chaos.
They'll thank you.
This is Mia.
And this is Jason.
And you've been listening to the English Leap podcast. Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.